Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 8. And during my ending explained video for The Flash Season 8 Episode 1, I touched on a very interesting theory I had about this evil version of The Flash who causes Armageddon, and how Mia Queen plays into this crossover. But that was, I believe, so near the end of the video, and I only brushed around it and not really went into too much detail with it. So for today's video, I'll be going over this theory in more detail. I'll really expand on it and really explain how this could potentially happen. So yeah, during episode 1 of The Flash Season 8, we obviously found out that the future isn't as bright as the past, saying that in the year 2031, the Flash turns his back on everything he has sworn to protect and literally caused chaos across Central City. He absolutely demolished the place and it's a complete massacre, establishing Armageddon. Now, this is exactly what Armageddon is all about, exploring a possible future of a character within the DC universe. And in the case of The Flash, we're exploring a possible future of The Flash. So the future is not set in stone yet. And this is just one possible future that is set so far. And every decision Barry takes within episode 2, episode 3, or maybe episode 4, whatever decision Barry takes in the past will either lead towards or lead away from the massacre taking place, in which as we go into episode 2, this is when we will begin to see this darker side of Barry, and then we could end up seeing his transition into becoming a villain from the future in episode 4. Maybe he becomes the villain in episode 4, or we could end up with some big twist where it might not be Barry, but it could actually be someone else who causes this massacre across Central City and essentially throws dirt on the name The Flash and basically destroys his legacy. Who knows, that could also be possible. But for this video, I'll be talking about this setup of Barry becoming the evil Flash who causes Armageddon and how Mia Queen's Green Arrow could play into it. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. And also, guys, be sure to follow me on Twitter or join my Discord server if you guys want to see my thoughts on things outside of the Arrowverse or just interact with me on things about the Arrowverse. You guys could interact with me over there, and you guys could get my various thoughts on different topics as well, such as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Wars stuff, or just anything in general. So if you guys want to interact with me, then be sure to either follow me on Twitter and just tag me on something, I'll probably reply to it, or join my Discord server where I could actually respond to you and text you like that. So yeah, be sure to do that if you are interested. But yeah, going into the topic of this video. So we don't exactly know at this point how Barry becomes a villain and causes Armageddon, but from the Flash Season 8 Episode 2 promo or the trailer, we did get some sort of a mini hint in regards to how we see this progression, where we hear Barry say, "What would cause me to turn my back on everything that I have sworn to protect?" with Despero responding, "Madness. Your mind will crack, and with it, the world ends." So it will be interesting to see what exactly it is that causes Barry's mind to crack, and I am interested to see how this darker nature is established as well, because from the trailer for episode 2 as well as the promo images, we do see Caitlin scanning Barry's head, and also from the promo images, we do see that Caitlin is holding a blaster and pointing it at Barry, alongside Allegra getting her ultraviolet blast out, and they're both directed at Barry, and also we do see the whole loft is in a complete mess. So are we going to see this more darker nature of Barry going into episode 2 or some point in episode 2, maybe the middle or something like that? Who knows? Now, the reason for Barry going mad could actually be because of Barry trying to prevent himself from going rogue. So if we go back to The Flash Season 7 Episode 4, yes, I know it's a long time, but that episode is obviously titled Central City Strong. We did have a confrontation between Abracadabra and the Flash, with Kadabra telling Barry that him, as in Future Flash, becomes obsessed with the future. Now, obviously, we have been questioning what Kadabra meant by this, but now that we have a look at Armageddon, I think it is safe to theorize that the only reason why the Flash becomes obsessed with the future is because he's trying to prevent himself from becoming a villain and going rogue and essentially destroying the city that he loves so much. And he could potentially try to find ways to prevent it, but due to him being unsuccessful, Barry only goes darker and darker, eventually causing his mind to crack. That would actually be a pretty interesting theory. And also from the episode 2 promo or the trailer for season 8, we do get the shot of Barry in the time vault, and it does look like he's doing something. Maybe he's interacting with Gideon, he's trying to see a possible future of something. Maybe he's trying to see the future, what's already been shown through Despero. Who knows? Barry could be studying the future through Gideon, and if he finds any traces of like a dark nature within those possible futures, he would try to prevent that, and then he would end up with another possible future, and he would still go mad in that, causing his mind to crack. That is a possibility that I do see happening. But as I said, guys, this is just a theory. I'm not saying this will happen. So yeah, do not get your expectations high just because of what I'm saying over here. This is just something which I'm theorizing. Now, obviously, there could be other possibilities for this darker version of Barry, such as this could be Ia Barthon in the body of Barry Allen. This might not even be Barry Allen at all. Now, this could also make sense because since Barry has absolutely embarrassed him during the Flash Season 7 finale, what better way for Eobard to get revenge than to tear his archenemy's legacy apart? What better way to get revenge than to tear Barry's legacy apart? This is such a Thawne thing to do as well. Just, destroy his legacy to such an extent where he would make the Flash look like a complete murderer. So what if Eobard and Damien Dark work together, because I'm assuming that they're going to work together when they show up. But what if they work together to make this trap and they trap Barry? And then because of this trap, Eobard would be able to essentially take control of Barry's body and transfer his essence to Barry's body. Who knows, that could be something that's possible. It does happen in the comics, so it could possibly happen on the TV show as well. So it will still be Barry Allen. It's going to be Barry Allen. It's going to be Barry's body. But Barry will be out of control because it will be Eobard steering the wheel. Eobard will be the one controlling the body. And that is what could actually result from the Flash going rogue. So it won't essentially be that it's Barry who goes darker. It's just someone else takes over his body, which is what causes him to go darker, because Eobard is obviously a villain. He's no hero, and he would want to destroy the Flash's legacy as best as he could. So what better way to do so than to take over Barry's body and just absolutely destroy the city Barry loves. But from what we saw in regards to this evil Barry and Armageddon, is this actually how Mia Queen's Green Arrow comes into play? Because as we know, there has been no mention of Mia yet in any promo material except from a few shots in the trailer. And we do know that episode 2 will be dedicated to Black Lightning. He will be the only guest star. And then for episode 3, we're going to have some Black Lightning, but then he's going to go away after that. But then for the majority of episodes 3 and 4, we will have Batwoman, Sentinel, and Ryan Choi being like the main guest stars for those episodes. There has been no mention of Mia yet. So this could be because she will be appearing on episode 5, aka the finale for Armageddon, which does actually make sense because Mia is from the future. She is from 2040, meaning she would have knowledge of the events taking place in 2031, aka Armageddon. She is 9 years ahead of Armageddon, so she would know exactly how it starts and how it ends. She would have lived through it. Yes, she lives in Star City, not Central City, but they're near each other, and there's something called the News, so she would possibly know based off that. She might even know it from the Flash Museum if she's ever visited it. Who knows? But as I said, Mia is 9 years ahead of Armageddon, so she would know exactly how it starts and how it ends. So it is possible that the way she plays into this crossover is because of her actually having knowledge of what happens and possibly how they could prevent Barry from becoming evil. There's also a possibility that Mia arrives after the Flash turns evil, if he does turn evil, and Iris could use Dion's help to maybe time travel to 2040 in order to get Mia's help and stop Barry and basically turn him back to the good side. With Mia being from the future, she would know exactly what to do and bring Barry back, so this could be the type of role she plays in Armageddon, which is a very big role. We could possibly end up getting the Flash and Green Arrow facing off against each other, maybe even have the other heroes assisting Mia as well. That would be pretty cool to see. So just because of that reason, I think that this is why they left Mia for last, because as I said before, if she was there in like episode 2 or episode 3, maybe even episode 4, then she could literally give out spoilers and prevent Armageddon from happening in the first place. So what I think is going to happen is that during the climax, the Flash does actually turn evil. That future does actually end up happening and Armageddon does actually happen. And then they would get someone from the future to help out, that being Mia Queen, aka the Green Arrow, and then she would use what she already knows from the future as an advantage to take on Barry and bring him back to the good side. That could be a possibility, and it could very much end up being that episode 5 will only be Barry and Mia and not the other guest stars. It could also be that Mia makes a surprise return in episode 4 and actually, as I said before, helps Barry from going rogue. Who knows? But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below if you guys think that Barry will turn evil within these first 5 episodes, or do you guys think that Mia Queen will be having some sort of a big role like this? I'm interested to see all of your thoughts towards all of this as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.